Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. How are we tonight? Oh, we'll turn that frown upside down, buddy. Don't you worry. This is going to be great. Welcome to our Focus VBS. We are super excited you're here. It feels like such a packed house. People in every row, smiling faces everywhere. This might be your very first time in this church. It might be your first time at a VBS with us. But this is your church too, because this is Jesus' house, right? So you are welcome to be here. We're excited you're here. You're going to learn a whole bunch about how much Jesus loves you this week, how you can tune into that, focus in on that, and take a lot of confidence in that, all right? So my name is Josh. At any point this week while you're bebopping around, if you see me, say, hey, Josh, I would love to get to know your name. We got to keep a certain distance apart right now, of course, and you'll have a name tag on, so I'll have the opportunity to learn your names too. But if you see me walking around anywhere else around this town, if you see me pull up to get groceries somewhere, I'm sitting in my car and they're loading the groceries in and you're sitting in the car next to me, you can roll the window down and say, hey, Josh, and we can goof around and laugh right there. So what I'm really excited about doing this week is we get to play a whole bunch of different games too. So every week we're going to walk in here every night, Monday through Thursday. We come in here as a big group. We're going to talk a little bit about what's going on. And then we're going to play a little bit of a game. So let's talk more about focus before we get into our game. Now, there are a lot of things we can see with our peepers, right? And those things we can see actually let us know about stuff we can't see. For example, if I look outside right now, it's sunny, right? So it's summertime, it's sunny. I assume if I'm standing out there with a popsicle, I got to eat it pretty fast, or what's it probably going to do? It's probably going to melt. And as you can tell, I don't like wasting food. I like eating food. So I would snarf that popsicle down right away. But if there was a big thunderstorm outside, and I could see that it was rolling in, it wasn't quite here yet, but we live in Nebraska, big dark clouds in the sky, we see lightning, we hear thunder. What's the sky probably going to drop on us? Rain. Yeah, it's going to rain on us. Those are the things that we can see that let us know about stuff we can't necessarily see, right? I can't see heat outside, but I know it's hot. I can't always see the rain when it's coming, but I can see those clouds. I probably know it's on its way. So that's kind of a good thing to help teach you about how even though you can't see God necessarily physically standing here, we can see a lot of things in this earth that teach us that not only did God do those things for us, create those things for us because he loves us, but they're definitive proof that he's real, right? So we're going to focus this week specifically on the amazing plan God has for your life and your life and your life and even my life and your life if you're tuning in, which if you are, that's super exciting. So let's go ahead and get focused for our game that I like to call Get in Focus, Focus, Focus. I didn't tell Eric to cue the echo machine. I should have told you that would have been more than slightly cooler than the thing I just did. Get in focus. Nope, didn't work. Okay, let's try it again. Get in focus. All right, that's strike 3. There it is. Sure, perfect. Thank you. Yeah, that worked just like we planned, just like it was written in the script. I'm going to need 2 boys and 2 girls. Remember, when you come up here, we need to stay far enough apart that if there was a hula hoop around us, our hula hoops would not bump into one another, okay? They wanted me to bring a hula hoop, but they saved me the embarrassment. I don't want people walking through a whole crowd from all over, so we're going to go right here. Yeah? Yeah, right, yep, come on up. Right up here. And right here, okay? So that's a boy and a girl, and now I need 1 more boy and 1 more girl. Right here, up here, and right there, okay? So, we're going to do this every night. You're going to have a chance, maybe, to, okay, I need one more girl. Right there, you did it. You were like, 1 more? That was great. You almost flew up here. You raised your arm so quickly. Gotcha. Catfish on a bank after that. All right, so this is boys versus girls, right? So boys, I want you hooping and hollering for the boys. Girls, I want you hooping and hollering for the girls. but I don't want you yelling the answer. All right, so this is the way the game's gonna work. Again, this is a game that we just call Get in Focus. You're gonna be able to turn around and look at the screens, all right? Everybody else is gonna see the same thing you do. And there's gonna be a blurry image up there. So Eric, can you get that first one up on the screen for me? All right. That's rough, isn't it? Does anybody know? You can turn and look. You can turn and look at the screen too. So do you know what that is? You want to come stand right over here? Girls? Not too close. I know karate. I wouldn't ever use it on you. I'm totally kidding. And also, I don't know karate. So I just told a fib in the Lord's house. All right, so you're going to look at the screens, and it's going to be ladies first, so you'll have the first opportunity to try to tell me what it is. I can't tell what that is, so can we see it just a little bit sharper? What is it? Ooh. You broke the rule. You broke the rule. The rule is to not yell the answer. Both of your parents are here tonight. I'm telling them. Well, text you. Oh, not your dad, huh? I'll make a special note. Mr. Kyle Pabin, not volunteering. Yeah, so what are those? They're glasses. Yeah, that's right. Okay, great job. So that's how the game's gonna work, all right? Does that make sense to everybody? Yeah, so let's get ready to play. Get in focus, focus, focus. No pressure. Let's really try it. Are you ready? Get in focus. It was close. We've done better, but we've done worse tonight. Anyway, okay, so gals, you're gonna be up first. Now, again, the reminder is that out in the crowd, you might recognize the blurry thing up there, but what are you absolutely, under no circumstances, going to do? You're not going to yell the answer, okay? All right, because if you yell the answer, maybe the other team could steal based on you yelling the answer. And we're keeping track of points. There will be a winning team and a losing team. We get a little dose of pride, good and bad. All right, so for Get in Focus, gals, it's your turn. Let's see that first image, Mr. Eric. Hey, if it is nothing, Zachary, you're not supposed to say it, but it's not nothing. It just kind of looks like nothing. Do you have a guess for me? No? Okay, it's the boys' turn then. Boys, go ahead and give it a look-see. Eric, can we get that tuned in a little bit sharper? Ooh, no, don't say it, don't say it, don't say it, don't say it, don't say it. You're breaking the rules. All right, boys, do we have a guess? A magnifying glass? Do you agree that that's a magnifying glass? You don't? You think it's a pencil. You guys got to come up with one answer. What are you going with? Magnifying glass or pencil? Pull the age card on them. Say, I'm older than you. I'm wiser than you. You're going to go with magnifying glass? You're a smart man. That is a magnifying glass. Whoo! That's 1 point. 1 point for the dudes. All right. So, guys, it's your turn to go first. So, Eric, let's get that image up there. Let's see if we can see what it is. Whoa. A bug? Binoculars? Okay, what are you going with? Binoculars. You think so? Well, hold on just a second. I gotta flip my page over to see what I'm supposed to do in this situation. It's binoculars. Yeah, it's totally binoculars. Okay, go ahead, show us. That was sneaky, because it did. It looked like an ant. I thought for sure. I thought it was gonna trick you. All right, it's still the boys' turn to go first, because that should give the girls the best opportunity to score a point here. So, you know what? The girls get 2 turns in a row, because there are rules, but I just don't really feel like following them right now. This is a ridiculous game anyway. Okay, so girls, it's your turn. Let's see if we can see what's up here. Let's get in focus. What is that? Don't blab. Don't be. I said blah, 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 blah. What do you think? Okay, that's a great idea. What would you call that thing? Okay, so Carter says it's a binocular that looks at the stars. And we also have a different guess of a scooter. So you have to figure out which of those two things you're going to go with. No, don't go with scooter. Go with the thing you said. Yeah? Okay, so a binocular that looks at the stars. We're going to take this to the judges, and the judges say, that is accepted, folks. That is a telescope. All right, great job. You got it. So that means it is 2 points for the boys, 1 point for the girls. It's the girls' turn to go first again, just 'cause. So, Eric, throw that image up there. Let's check it out. What do we got? Ooh, what is that? Right up, I gotcha. What do you think that is, Cart? You don't know? Gloves? Looks like gloves? A little Paban girl says it's gloves. Her brother's mocking her from the cheap seats. All right. I don't think that's gloves. Boys, you get a guess. What do you think? You don't, what? You don't know? No guesses from the dudes? Throw me a guess, man. What do you got? What do you think? You can say any. What? Boston says it's a type of animal. Let's make it a little crisper for us, Eric. It's the girls' turn again. What do we got now? Hey, don't look. He'll cheat. Don't look at him. He'll cheat. I know it's your brother. I look at him all the time for answers. I always listen to what he says. I never argue with him. Do you know what that is? It does look weird. I'll give you, that's 100% accurate. Your assessment, spot on. No, I just meant you're right. It looks weird. Sorry. All right, boys, do you have a guess? A what? A toy? No. I don't. There are toys that do this, but this is a legit one. So let's make it. Okay, it's the girls' turn again. Eric, make it a little. Tune that image up for me just a hair. Oh, what is that? Do we know what that is? That's a microscope. No points awarded. I think. You know what? Did anybody out there know what that was? Oh, sure, yeah, everybody knew. I knew exactly what that was. Okay, then the crowd gets 1 point. So it's boys 2, girls 1, the crowd 1. All right, we have another. This is the last one. All right, so this is a tough one. It's going to be boys first. So what do we think we got here? Ooh-hee. You know what that is? Boston's like, oh, yeah, I know. What is it, man? A handprint. What do you think it is? A handprint? You're just going with it, right? That's a good try. That's definitely not what it is, though. All right, let's tune it in just a little bit for me, Eric. Ooh, what do we think that is? Avery, what you got? Glasses? What do you think, Carter? A chair? It looks kind of like a beanbag chair. It looks. What? Okay. It's not any of those things. That's great. All right, don't make it any clearer for us. You sure you don't have a guess? Nothing at all? You think it is? It looks like what? It looks like it doesn't have wheels. No? Huh? It's a beanbag chair? It's not that. Try something else. Hurry up. I'm running out of hints I can give you and losing vision in my left eye because I keep bumping the thing that helps me see out of position. Think it's a cup? It's not a cup. What do you got? It's a coffee cup. It's not a coffee cup. Does anybody out there know what it is? Kingston, what do you think it is? What? Contacts? Eye contacts? Like something you would wear in your eyeball? Contact lenses. Let me see it, Eric. Those are contact lenses, folks. So that I was trying. I really was trying. So that means the boys did win 2-1 over the girls tonight. But we've got 3 more nights of games. The crowd, come on. We can't give the crowd the point. Then it's not boys against girls. Let's give our volunteers a round of applause. Thank you so much. That was awesome. Go ahead and have a seat. Keep your distance. Stay spread out. Go ahead. Work your way back to your seat. If you need to go straight forward, carefully. Did you sign a waiver? Oh my gosh, okay. No, you didn't sign it. Okay. Boston, oh my gosh. The oldest kid is like, I'll be cool. I can handle this. You know what I think we should do at a time such as this? I think we should stand up, get on our feet, and sing and dance and praise our awesome God. So let's have America's best dance crew get on out here and do that.
I'm gonna let this feeling take control. Joy down in my soul to stay, and nothing's gonna take it away. Joy down in my soul. I'm gonna let this feeling take control. Whatever comes my way, I'll be okay. 'Cause I've got joy. Ooh, I've got joy. You fill my heart with hope. You're everywhere I go. So even if I'm feeling low, I still got this one thing, this I know. I've got joy down in my soul. I'm gonna let this feeling take control. Joy down in my soul to stay, and nothing's gonna take it away. Joy down in my soul. I'm gonna let this feeling take control. Whatever comes my way, I'll be okay. 'Cause I've got joy. Oh, I've got joy. Every new sunrise gonna fix my eyes on the one who never fails. I'm gonna make some noise 'cause you give me joy, and it's never ever going away. Every new sunrise gonna fix my eyes on the one who never fails. I'm gonna make some noise 'cause you give me joy, and it's never ever going away. Whoa, 'cause I've got joy. Ooh, I've got joy, yeah. 'Cause I've got joy. Whatever comes my way, I'll be okay. Oh, I've got joy.
Whoa, this is amazing. Can you see that? Oh, hey there. My name's Kellen, and that was my eyeball. Let's do it one more time. Whoop, woohoo! Ah, cool, right? Well, God gave us eyes to see, and they're pretty impressive. The eye muscles are the fastest in the body, and while the eye is only an inch across and weighs less than a slice of bread, it has over 2 million working parts and can see millions of colors. Incredible, right? Our Bible story today is from the book of Romans and was written by a guy named the Apostle Paul. Now, Paul was not one of the original 12 disciples of Jesus, but he had a pretty amazing encounter with Jesus that changed his life. So amazing that Paul ended up writing several books in the New Testament, more than any other person. And so in Romans, Paul writes this: ever since the world was created, it has been possible to see the qualities of God that are not seen. I'm talking about his eternal power and about the fact he is God. Those things can be seen in what he has made, so people have no excuse for what they do. So what is Paul saying? He's saying, look around. Look at this incredible world. See the incredible things in nature. The ocean, the mountains, how intricate a beautiful and single flower is. Why are these things here? Well, Paul's saying it points to a God who created them. But God's creation doesn't just include nature. Look at your friends and your family, the people that you love and that love you. Where does that love come from? It comes from how you were created. And that fact also points to a God who loves us. Paul is simply saying, stop and take a closer look. And when you do, you'll see the evidence of a God who loves you and loves the world. If we really look for it, we'll be able to see the amazing things about God and the amazing things God is doing in our world. But here's something else I want to look at today. Even though Paul wrote this with only being able to use his eyes, today we're also going to use some tools to help us see things our eyes by themselves can't see. Let's take this telescope for example. Our eyes can only see so far, but when we look through a telescope and bring it into focus, we can see things further out in space. And some scientists have even used bigger and more powerful telescopes to see further and further into space. And here's the thing about space. It's huge. Let me show you what I've been able to see. So here's us, But here we are in our solar system. Yep, you see that tiny little blue dot? That's us. So that's our solar system. But our solar system is a tiny, tiny thing in our galaxy, the Milky Way. Now, where are we in our galaxy? You gotta figure we're right in the middle, right? Nope. Our solar system, all 8 of our planets and the sun, is like a speck of sand right here. And you're thinking, well, that's gotta be it, right? The galaxy's huge, so huge that I can't even wrap my head around it. But do you know how many more massive galaxies there are in the universe? Maybe a handful? Scientists now believe there are 2 trillion galaxies. When we look up at the stars, it lets us see the traits of a God who is bigger than our imagination. So, now that you and I are maybe feeling a little small, let me show you something else. I have a microscope here, and with super high-powered microscopes, we can see incredible detail of the smallest things. Our body is made up of all kinds of cells and some of the smallest things that can do incredible work that help us walk and talk, eat and think, digest our food, run around, climb trees, and each of those cells has its own job. Here, take a look at this. All right, let's bring this into focus. All right, there we go. What do you guys think those are? I'll give you a hint. Everyone take a deep breath right now. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Those things are called alveoli. Our lungs are made up of tiny air sacs that take oxygen in and carbon dioxide out with every breath. Look how incredible they are. Do you know how many of them are in your lungs? Hundreds of millions. Every breath while you're running in gym class and every breath while you're sleeping. When you take a closer look with a microscope, we can see that even the smallest part of us is created with such detail and care. Our God is so vast, it's mind-boggling. But He also cares about the smallest thing inside each of you. But what else can we see in creation that points us to a God we can't see? Well, we read in Genesis in the creation story that humans were a part of creation. And it says that we were all created in the image of God. That includes me, and that includes you. That means a lot of things, but I think it means that since we were created in God's image, we too can point to God. I'll give you an example. If I saw a building on fire, that would be pretty scary, right? But do you know what else I could see if I took out this pair of binoculars? Whoa, I'd see people. I'd see the firefighters running to put out the fire. Maybe even going inside to save people. When we see people loving others more than themselves, it points to a God who created us to do some pretty amazing things. When we really focus, we have so many things around us that we can see and observe. And even though we can't physically see God, the things we can see point to a God that is here right now working in our lives. As we learn more and more about this world that God has created for us, we can be excited about how much care God gave the world. And that's a reminder that God loves me and God loves you. And that's some pretty good news. Well, I'll see you next time as we take a closer look.
Hi, everybody. I'm Miss Pam, and I'm going to come out here each night. We're going to just kind of wrap up what Kellen talked about in the Bible study. But before I do that, I have a question. When you played that game, there were 5 or 6 pictures that were blurry, and then they became clear. Did you find a connection between all those pictures, or what did they have in common? Oh, that was a good answer. Silas? They all help you look. I heard someone say they help you see. Exactly right, right? The telescope, it helps you see things far away, and a microscope helps you see things that are really close, right? And if I didn't have my contacts in right now, I might not even know you were there. So it's a good thing I put them in this morning. It helps us focus, and that's what we're talking about this week. Okay, tuning in. I know when you're at school, they talk about focusing, right, with your hands still and your eyes paying attention, and that's what we want to do with our Lord this week. So Kellen talked about a man named Paul from the Bible, and Paul was a missionary after Jesus died and rose again and went back to heaven, and he went all over and he told people about Jesus. And sometimes he would write letters to different churches. And in our story today, he wrote to the church in Rome and say those were the Romans. And it was in chapter 1, verse 20. So I want you to listen to this verse again. For since the creation of the world, so who created the world? God. For since the creation of the world, God's invisible qualities, his eternal power, and his divine nature have been clearly seen, being understood from what has been made, so that men are without excuse. So what that means is we can look at creation and see and learn about God, because he was the creator, and we can see his powerfulness, right? I think of God's power when a big thunderstorm rolls through Nebraska. Or maybe we see how gracious he is, and he gives us beautiful things to enjoy. Or how kind and caring God is, because he cares for the sparrow, and they don't worry about where their food's going to come. Okay? We can look at the stars. Pretend you're looking out into the nighttime sky. Maybe you see the Big Dipper. Maybe you see the Milky Way galaxy and how God created all that. Or maybe you've looked under a microscope before. They had some really neat pictures up here, didn't they, of the cells that make up your body, and they're so tiny, but God took care and put a lot of detail in that to create you who you are. Okay? Let's look at what our bottom line is for tonight. It says focus on what? On what you can see. And when you go outside and when you look at his nature, or maybe you see animals, how many people like to go to the zoo? I love going to zoos because I see God's creativity in the different animals that he made. And God made humans. He made me and he made you. Okay? Sometimes when our world seems a little blurry, or maybe like when I don't have my contacts in, things are blurry, sometimes begin to wonder where God is. But instead we can focus on what we can see. We can see that he is good and he wants to take care of us. Or maybe when we're frustrated or nervous about something, we can focus on him. Okay? So let's read it all together again. Focus on what you can see. Okay? God created you for a purpose. I'm going to say that again. God created you for a purpose. Okay, when God created the whole world, and we can read about that in Genesis, after everything he created, he said it was, anybody know? He said it was good, didn't he? But do you know what he said when he made humans? He said it was very good, because he made you in his own image, okay? And when we trust in Jesus and when we have faith, people can learn about God through our lives too, just like they can see God in their creation. They can see God in our lives, and they'll want to know, how come you can be so focused, even when life is hard? You can say, because I have faith in my Savior. Okay? In a little bit, you're going to go to your small group time, and you're going to talk about this question. So I don't want you to answer this question now. I just want you to be thinking about it. And the key question for tonight that you're going to talk about in a little bit is, what is the favorite thing that God created? Or what's your favorite thing? Okay? So, for example, I might say, one of my favorite things that God created are the sunsets. And Nebraska is a great place to live to see beautiful sunsets. Or maybe you think of the mountains or the beach. Maybe you love animals. Or maybe you're like my 5-year-old nephew who loves bugs. Because God created those too, didn't he? Sometimes I wonder why he had to make spiders, but he did. Okay? So that's something you're going to talk about when you get to small groups later. Let's look at our Bible verse for the week. Okay, our Bible verse is found in the book of Hebrews in the New Testament, and it's Hebrews 12:2. Can you help me read this? Can everybody focus? Put your focus glasses on, and maybe we can read this together. Ready? Let us keep looking to Jesus. He is the one who started this journey of faith, and he is the one who completes this journey of faith, okay? So if we keep looking at Jesus, that's our focus. He's going to start our journey of faith, and he's going to end our journey of faith. Okay. Our goal is to try and learn that this week. So practice at home, practice in your small groups, okay? Can you fold your hands and we'll pray? Dear God, we're so glad that we could be here tonight for VBS and learn your truth, and we're thankful for the beautiful creation that you gave us and how we can see some qualities of you and that we can learn about through creation of who you are. And I pray that we will always trust you even when things happen that we don't expect and we might feel discouraged or confused, but may we always keep our focus on you, and may we trust in you. We love you, Jesus. In your name we pray. Amen. Oh, Josh, one more thing. Tonight, if your leaders want to get your attention, kind of like at school, do your teachers have a little callback where they say something and you respond and then you stop talking? I bet you do. Okay? Here, leaders, we're going to say, I'll fix my eyes. And then from our song, maybe you heard these words, on you, on you. Okay? So the leaders, you can say, I'll fix my eyes. And kids, it'll be kind of fun. Go, on you. Can you do that? Give me your binoculars. On you, on you. And then you can point up. Because not only have you focused on your leader, but the goal this week is to focus on who? Jesus and God. You right? It's okay? I'm going to practice. Start talking to someone. Talk to yourself.
That's who I talk to most of the time. So that shouldn't be a
I'll
problem.
fix my eyes.
On you, on you.
Josh has it. You do too. Nice job.
A quick study. Contrary to popular belief. So you know what? When I look around and I see everything God has made, you know what I know for sure? I know I trust God even more. And it's pretty simple stuff that makes me do that, because we have air to breathe and water to drink and food to eat and clothes to wear, and this amazing world we get to live in, right? And sometimes we don't understand how things are working. We don't have to. God took care of that. You know, if we were not exactly where we were supposed to be on this amazing planet that God made, and this galaxy and this entire universe and all that he created, because he's big enough and powerful enough to do that, if we were not exactly where we are, this planet would be too hot if we were any closer to the sun, or it would be way too cold if we were any further from the sun. But it is right where it needs to be, so we get to have this amazing life, because God has a plan for your life. And if he didn't, he wouldn't have made this planet right here, the perfect distance from that big old bright sun out over there. So we get to do great, awesome things. Now, God knows all kinds of stuff that we don't know, and he's super creative. God is the one who made the redwood trees and Venus flytraps, and he invented eagles and fireflies and the platypus that my friend Sam Shovel calls the what is that, right? But he also created you. Yeah, that too. He did it all, right? So when I see those things, it just helps me remember that God's got us. So even if we're scared or we're worried or we don't understand the way some things are working right now, we can have confidence in the fact that we can trust God no matter what. All right? It's a pretty simple thing to remember. That's our bottom line slide coming up, I hope. So you can focus on what you can see to help you trust in a God and believe in a God that we can't always see. All right? So focus on what you can see. And when we do that, we're going to do a much better job of focusing on the one that loves us. And it's not just one person that loves you. Every adult in this room, even I am kind of an adult. All the adults are like, no, he's not. The kids are like, he's so tall. So, but every adult in this room loves you like crazy. And every adult in this room is loved by Jesus like crazy, and that same Jesus that loves them like crazy loves you like even crazier. All right? Avery gets it. She's all kinds of excited. She's dancing around in her chair thinking about it. All right? So I want you to focus on that. Focus on Jesus and remember all the amazing things that he did for us and all the incredible things God has created on this earth for us to enjoy and participate in because he loves us. So we're going to go ahead and watch a video over a craft. Oh, that's your thing. That's not my thing. Okay. We're going to talk about our what we're focusing on. Yes, thanks, Avery. You should be up here. Get that girl a microphone. What we're going to be concentrating our gift giving to this week. So we have a video for that. So let's watch that. I will see you again maybe later, but I'll definitely see you tomorrow, if not later. All right? Do good and do it well, guys. See you soon.
Hi everybody, I'm Lily Ulmer with Carnegie Free Kids News. Thank you for joining us this year for VBS, whether at home or here at church. Thank you for joining us. Did you know Carnegie Free joined with Compassion International and built a church in Colombia? Magenge, Colombia. And if you ask where Colombia is, it's right here in South America. Part of the church that Carnegie Free helped to build is joined with a Compassion Child Development Center. 150 kids go there and can go to church and get connected with a sponsor like you. Get ready to watch this video of the church plant in Magenge, Colombia. You may see some people that you know from E-Free.
In 2017, Carnegie E-Free decided to partner with Compassion International. During Celebration Sunday, our church sponsored over 350 children. E-Free decided to send a small missions group to the area we were partnered with, Magenge, Colombia, to learn about the community and how we could best come alongside them. In our traveling to Magenge, we were over an hour late on the first day, but that didn't stop the kids from giving us such a warm welcome, one that we will never forget. After a brief introduction, we were surprised to find out that we would be able to meet our sponsored children on the first day.
This year we thought it would be fun for the Carnegie Free kids to sponsor not one but two kids. Meet Elianis and Julian. They both go to the Compassion Child Development Center, and they're kids, a lot like us, and they learn about God too at their churches. When you save your money and give to VBS and throughout the year, you help sponsor Elianis and Julian, and you also help provide things that they could use to have a good future. The fun part is, each day we're going to have a competition to see if the boys and girls collected the most money. And everybody's a winner. look for the collection boxes in the elementary area and the preschool area. I have even better news. We're not going to collect money just throughout VBS. We're going to collect the money throughout the whole year. So bring money and get creative. And you know what? God says that you should be joyful givers. And we can't wait, and I can't wait to see how you guys get creative to earn money. And here's a couple examples, like getting a bake sale, making a bake sale, yeah, and lemonade stand maybe, selling bracelets. There's so many ways, and even checking in between your couch cushions. And you know what? You should be joyful givers. I'll see you next time, and don't forget, this is E-Free Kids News. I'll see you throughout the week. Bye.
Wow, thank you, Lily, for doing that. She's our kid correspondent for our Compassion Focus. She described it so well. So all the offering that you bring, the boys or the girls' offering boxes are right out there. We have a little competition, and it goes to help support that boy and that girl that you saw on the screen. We are going to support them for the whole year and beyond. And I'm super excited about that. I hope you get excited too. We'll keep seeing from Lily each day about compassion. We have another video to watch about the craft that we're going to make tonight. And Miss Woodside's going to show us. It's super easy. Let's watch.
Hey VBS friends, it's Monday and it's time for crafts. So today we're going to be making picture frames, focus picture frames that look like this, and they can stand up this way or this way, and you're going to get a picture taken by one of our Vacation Bible School photographers to put in your frame. And this is very colorful and it's very shiny. And this is how we're going to go about doing that. So in your classroom, you have two parts here, and we're just going to lay this blank part off to the side. And we're going to put this part, because this is the part we're going to get sticky and messy, on a piece of paper. So we keep the mess all right here. So in your little cup, you have something called Mod Podge. And I don't know if you've ever used that before, but it's kind of like glue, but it dries clear and nice and shiny like that. So you're going to have a paintbrush and your Mod Podge, and then all these little shapes of all different colored tissue paper. And I'm going to teach you a little trick that will help this go a little faster and a little bit less messy. So what you do is you just dip your paintbrush into your Mod Podge, and then you just gently touch whatever piece of tissue paper you want, and it sticks right to it. Take it over to your frame, and you're just going to paint over it. Get a little bit more. It's okay that it looks white because it's all going to dry clear. And then I'm ready for a next one, so I'm going to dip that in, touch it to green one this time. And you just want to do it randomly. They don't have to be in nice, neat order. It doesn't have to be a pattern unless you want it to. Dip it in. I'm going to take a pink one next, and I'm going to paint over that so it gets lots of Mod Podge on there. I'm going to do a yellow one next. Cover this up. And I'm going to do this all the way around all four sides. And if you have one that kind of goes off the edge a little bit, see how that's off the edge? Well, I'm just going to paint it over the edge. Take that, I'm just going to paint it down. That's why we have the paper underneath, so if we get it on there, it's no big deal, because we're just going to throw that away when we're finished, and our table will be all clean. So we want to try and keep this string connected to it. If it comes off, it's no big deal, because that's when it's going to help it so your frame to stand up on the table when you're all done. So you're going to finish with all your different colored tissue, make it really colorful. And I kind of spread mine out before I started, and that helps so that I can just come over and grab whatever color I want, and they're not in a big wad or a big stack, because then you don't want a big glob of them. You want one color at a time to go all the way around. So when you finish, you're going to have your picture frame that looks like this. It'll be all nice and dry by tomorrow, and you can stand it up. Your picture will be inside there, and it'll be a really cool way to remember Focus VBS for this year. And when you're all finished doing your Mod Podge part and you have your paintbrush, you want to put it in the jar that has the soapy water, because it's like glue, and so we want to be sure and get those rinsed out right when we're finished with them, so that the paintbrushes are ready to go for next time.
All right, that's going to be super fun. Hey, we have friends joining us online, virtual VBS. I want to say goodbye to those friends online. Everybody look at the camera back there. That's them. You guys have a great time at home, and we're going to let them go because I have a few announcements for everybody. We, in a minute, first grade is going to go to games.